Hey, Vina.
Hey, Doc. How are you?
I am good. How about yourself?
Good, good, good. You
Good.
at home today?
Am I home?
Yeah.
I am home.
Nice.
Well, this is my home office. This is where my I'm sitting in my office right now,
Got it. Okay.
but at home. How have you been?
I'm okay. So far, so good.
Busy working though, huh?
Yes, yes. Life's become busy.
What's up, assassin?
Hey there. He's probably consenting to recording this video.
Can you
Yeah,
see?
it asked,
Can you
yeah,
see
I
it?
saw that. Yeah. It asked
Okay.
me if I consent for the video recording. Assassin, we can't hear you, man.
Can you guys hear me now?
Oh, my
yeah,
god,
now
yeah,
we can
there
hear
you are.
What's up? What's up? What's up, guys?
What's up?
Good dog, man. Chilling in the mansion. Let's see. Man, I want to turn on my video, but I don't look pretty like Doc.
I'm gonna give guys just a minute or two because people are trying to figure out their Zoom.
There you go.
There you are. What's up?
What's up?
I wonder if I could go live on Discord as well.
Oh, linking it to here?
Yeah, well, I'm wondering if I could do both. I'm gonna try it. Yep, I'm live now. I share my screen. Hey, I think I can do it.
Yep.
Is it working? Is it working?
If I click stream, I should be able to.
Well,
watch
you
the chat.
gotta mute yourself though.
I have to what?
Mute yourself on Discord.
Mute myself on Discord? Then how are they gonna hear me?
Oh shit, that's true. Fuck. No. Oh, I'm hearing echoes, man.
You want me to put in my headphones? Because I can. Oh, where are my headphones? Would it be better if I put on my headphones? I mean, I'm going to turn this off anyway, so I'm stopping my
I
share.
think if you mute Doc on your side, either on Discord or Zoom, you should be able to hear him.
All right, I stopped sharing the video because it's
Let folks just join Zoom, man. It's easy. It's easy.
Just join
on
Zoom?
Discord. Yeah, just join Zoom, man. You don't even need to download. You can either join online or
Yeah, you just-
using the app.
Yeah, you just click the link.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. Who do we have? We have JX Taze.
Why am I hearing echoes?
Are you hearing an echo?
Yep.
Oh, I know why. Because I'm sharing my computer. Hold on. Let me see if I can fix that. Let me see if I can fix that.
Oh, Taze is on. Without Taze,
Oh, am I open mic'd right now?
yep.
Hey guys,
Okay.
I'm still at work, so I'm kind of just popping in on my phone.
Damn, Tesla, pump and dump, man.
I know.
Are you guys still, when I talk, is it an echo?
Nope.
It doesn't to me, not to me.
Okay, good. All right. So JX Taze, Vina, Trucking Trader keeps coming in and then leaving.
He
I mean,
probably has a janky internet connection or something.
All right. Sleepy is on Discord. What's up? Sleepy, can you join us? Can you join us on Zoom or no?
That's the 17.
Okay, he said 1 second. We got Rudy. Welcome.
How do I mute myself? Oh, I'm unmuted. Oh, hi.
Hey, what's up?
Hey,
Okay.
guys.
Alan, hey, listen, like you come on Zoom. The only problem is I see your real name and I don't know who you are. So you'll have to let us know.
Alan is sleepy.
Sleepy. Okay. What's up, man?
I think Rudy, is that Heat Nation? Is that you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who is that?
Heat Nation.
Lynn knows
Oh,
freaking everybody.
seriously, man. Like I've never really chat with you in person, but Heat Nation, that is a killer like Discord name, I think. I don't even know why. Like what's hot about it? That it just sounds cool. Heat Nation? That sounds cool. Doc, leave Discord. Okay. Assassin's telling me what to do now. Hold on.
Is better than Assassin's name on the phone that it comes on like the ass.
Oh yeah, it's on my phone. It's Anally, Anally.
Oh. He's muted. He's saying something, but he's muted.
Yeah.
Get bigger screen, punks. Man, don't get small screen and cut my name off, man.
All right, you guys.
Hey, Assassin, nice shoes, man.
That's
I
what
know,
I
right?
said. That's what I said last time I saw him on here. I said,
My
nice,
wife's shoes, man.
nice shoe collection.
Yeah,
awesome.
man. I know, right? Look, I wear this, man, at nighttime. At nighttime, I wear this, man. Look at
That's
that.
the ones that you wear in Las Vegas.
Yep. This one is my money maker, man.
Your money maker.
See that? Don't mess with the shoes, man. Money maker, right?
Your
here.
money maker. All right. Hey guys, I don't have a lot of time. My daughter has a volleyball game and I want to make sure I cover
Yes.
some of the plays that you guys,
Doc.
bro, seriously, dude, you make so much money, Joe. Like why do you have boxes for a TV stand?
Bro, man, you know.
Dude,
I don't know, right? I know I've had that box since ever, man. I don't know. I have one in the living room, but this I just left it there, man.
I need to ship to you a TV stand.
No problem. I'll take it, man. I like
Oh, y'all take it. All right, guys, let's get started. Vina was on first, so I don't know. Vina, do you have a play you want to review? I'm going to share my screen with you, and we're going to chart it out. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Vina's muted. Did you want to give me a play to review?
No, I'm good.
Okay. How about anybody else?
Oh, I want you to take a look to CEI since we're stuck on that one.
CEI? Okay, let's take a look at it. I'll be honest with you, CEI, I was not actually excited about because, you know, it was getting shorted big time. We always know though that when it's shorted that heavy, then we're going to have a squeeze. So that's what we were counting on. And I think that's what Joe was counting on. I was surprised he actually called it. Because I didn't know if it was going to do an offering or whatever, but it actually surprised us and came back pretty good. But let's just take a look at it and let's just back up and start back here. Okay, so I'm on the daily chart. You can ignore all those lines. Those are just lines that I was using to chart this during the days. But when did we first notice here's that big drop a couple days ago, and then here's yesterday when it just started rebounding a bit. And if we just go to the 1 minute, or actually let's go to the 30-minute chart and back up a day to right there. All right. So here we see it goes from, you know, about $1.30 all the way down to a low of 86. Why would we even think about getting in there? Well, it's almost a dead cat bounce at this point. And we've seen CEI move in the past. It's almost a cult stock. A lot of people follow it because if you go before, look at this, it went from down from 33 cents. And this was just what, 2 months ago? Not even, maybe a month and a half ago, it was at 33 cents. And you're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's 3 weeks of trading. Another week of trading, all the way up to 485. So in just about a month, we went up what? I don't know, from what's the percentage? Somebody do the math, 33 cents. All the way to 485. What's the math on that? And I'm just setting it up so we know what we're doing, but 485.
It was over 1,000% though.
It's what is it?
It was over 1,000%. So 0.35,
Yeah.
4.85.
Yeah, it was like 1,300%.
Yeah, 12,085%. Yeah, 1,300.
Yeah. So 1,300%, that's a big run. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, 1,300% in just over a month, and then down how much? I mean, what, 300% in just a few days? So you see this big drop, but because it's such a cult stock, we're expecting a squeeze to happen. And whenever a squeeze happens, it forces all of those shorts. I think there were some headlines like this was one of the heaviest shorted stocks in a while. I mean, do you guys remember what the headlines were on that? It's like heavily shorted, right? In fact, there's an investigation on one of the groups that was shorting it because of some of the activity that they were posting. It became heavily shorted. So once you start that squeeze, we know that it's going to run. And so that's what we were counting on. And that's what you see yesterday and today, mostly today. If I go to the 30-minute chart again and look at the 30-minute chart, here you've got the 2 days, you got the dip all the way to 86. And then here's where, this is what impressed me. It went flying. Now, I think up here, people were tempted to get in. I was not. I was thinking you get in here and then it drops back to 86, you're toast, right? So it was a little risky for my taste, but knowing that it's probably going to squeeze, maybe it's worth the risk for some people. If they put a stop loss in, they might have put a stop loss in here at VWAP or wherever and protect. But if you did get in, it dipped a little bit and then it just kept going. This strength in after hours and pre-market, the fact that it held this line over $1.10, that told me that this might actually have a shot at moving again. Now let's take a look at the 1 minute chart. So when I got up this morning, I was taking a look at this extended hours. On the 1 minute, we see this jump yesterday in after hours, jump in after hours, and then a slight dip. And then it pretty much held the rest of extended hours in after hours and in pre-market. In fact, in pre-market, it went a little higher, came back down, but really held this 110 line through all of extended hours. So if you learn anything from CEI over the last 48 hours, this is where in all of extended hours, this support right here was a huge indication. So when I got up at 5 o'clock this morning, and I'll show you, this is, okay, so right here, I'm still in bed, okay, just so y'all know, right here. I get up, I take a look, I look at the chart, I see it dip, and then I see it go back up. See it dip, and then I see it go back up. The fact that it held this 110, it told me that I think this is going to go, because look at this VWAP line, even in extended hours. Okay. It stayed above VWAP here. It held VWAP, then it dipped. And right here, I'm thinking, okay, if it goes back above VWAP, I'll bet you it holds again. And then when market opens, it's going to squeeze and pop. So I alerted it right here where you see this red line begin right here. Okay. And that was at 5:47 a.m. this morning, give or take. So at 5:47 a.m. this morning, I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to call it. But I called it. If you notice, it was down at the 114, 113 level, but I alerted it at 118. And you have to remember, I'm looking for the target entry to be confirmed with some strength. So when it crosses over, it's crossing over my target entry. It's crossing over VWAP. And when you see that crossover, that's your entry point. And I was willing to make that post, that idea, because let's just say it came up here and then went down and came up here and then went down and went down, like all the other crappy day trade ideas I posted today. They were crap. If it would have done that, there's no harm, no foul, right? Because if you're on this call, please understand, if it doesn't confirm that target entry, it's a no entry, and nobody should be whining about losing on CEI, because you should have never got in the first place. But we're waiting for that target entry. When it crossed over that target entry, you would have got in about like the level was 118. You could have got in at 119, 120, probably 120 when it hits that second candle. That's 120, that's your entry. And then you saw what it did today. It just went up to 140 something, then 145, then 155, and then 170, then 180. I mean, This is just perfect. It was a perfect setup, a perfect alert, and you should have won. If you lost, I'm not sure why. So I hope nobody lost on that. If you did, please let me know, because we're going to talk about why you lost right now. So what do you guys got? What questions do you have? I told you why I alerted it and why we thought it went. So we see the volume coming in, the green and red lines down here. That's your volume. Okay. So you're watching that volume. The volume was really heavy. Some of you are posting the volume, the actual volume. And look at this volume as it just increased here. Then you see the dip, then it increased here. You see the high, and then it starts decreasing from there. And then it's kind of steadies out right here. And then you just see it pop a little bit, and then it's just choppy. And now we're where we are today. So now you might be asked, well, why did Joe call it for end of day? Well, Joe can explain it. I could tell you, but I'm going to let Joe explain it. So tell us why you chose it for end of day, Joe.
I felt like it.
This is how Joe does it. He has an app on his phone, and it's a magic 8-ball. And he goes, should we call end of day? And then he pushes the button, the 8-ball shakes it, says for sure, and then he calls it. But no, for real, I think it's a good move for end of day. And you can see that it's still holding. It's still holding.
Yeah, look at the volume, man. This volume is about to get what, 1 billion again. It had, I think 1 billion was the most volume it had before, right? So it was about to get 1 billion again. And at 1 p.m., I've told you, normally, if you're looking at stocks, 1 p.m. CST, if a stock is trading and holding around the VWAP, if it has like all the technicals or whatever you do, everything, usually stocks that hold around that time are usually the stock you want to buy overnight. You don't want to buy like CEI. You could have bought it for day trade. It's a good day trade, but does that mean it's a good overnight? It doesn't mean it's a good overnight. I called it again because it held. CI could have popped, made money, and crashed for all we care, right? So that's how I call the overnight. Sometimes the day trade can be overnight, but if you notice, most of the times day trade is like only one or two out of 10 end up being overnight. Mostly day trades are quick pop and out. That is all. So yep. So CEI, and I sold already. I told you guys, right? I took what 6%, and sold CEI. It's too slow for me.
Yeah, it's too slow for the assassin, but it's a good reason to call it for end of day, because you can see that CEI held above VWAP the entire day. I wanted to point out too, for those of you that are just wondering how we call what we call, I waited till pre-market to call, to even be interested in CEI. I woke up this morning to see if there might have been an offering coming or anything like that. But when there was no offering whatsoever, the day before, then you see it tank because of the shorts. They didn't do an offering, right? It just got beat down. But the fact that they had no offering and then it started grinding back, I felt like it was a safe bet. I think it's going to grind, and I think it could grind again tomorrow. And I do think if we go back to the daily, let me show you the daily chart one more time. If we go back to the daily, whoops.
Just, hey, Doc, real quick.
Yeah.
While you go into that, if anybody happened to do some research into CEI, you would have discovered that their K8 filings showed that there were discrepancies when they got audited, for price income. And so when something like that happens, first it takes a couple months, but when it all resolves before the quarterly report or the end of the year physical report, all the fluctuations are going to happen simply because of that. So assumably, because I was one of the people who got in a day before it was even alerted. So assumably, when an audit is completed, by the whole dropping of the standards, something happened internally. Now, once it hit that bottom, one could presume that that was their internal pricing. And so that's where I got in, was at 133. It dipped and then it took off from everywhere else from there. But a lot of this information, people who do the SEC lookups, it's posted in plain sight if you're able to distinguish it.
Yeah. Yep. You just have to learn how to read it. But that's a good point. And here we have the daily chart, guys. All these red lines are from history and historical. I need to clean it up and get rid of them. But you can see on the daily, we're pretty strong between 140 and 175. And right now we're sitting at an ask of 173. So we're right in this range. Tomorrow we're looking for another run from the short squeeze. Then it's probably going to dip again back to 160, 150, even maybe into the 130 range. And I think by then we have no idea what's going to happen, but it could just settle there and then go up and down from there. But we'll just have to wait and see. But this is a strong move for a second day on the squeeze. And I've actually seen squeezes where you might see a run for 2 or 3 days because it just attracts a lot of new retail buyers. So we got this on watch. It's doing well enough today to call it for an end of day, hopefully for some continuation tomorrow. And the other thing I'm looking at is the RSI is pretty low down here, meaning it's probably oversold a little bit even now in after hours. And really we've got room to come back up. The other thing you're looking at is this consolidation and coming out into more of a squeeze. So all of these put together give you reason to take a chance and call that end of day. So I am also looking at level 2 and I'm seeing that there's absolutely no spread. In fact, we're seeing people slap the ask even right now as we're talking. People are slapping the ask, buying more of it, right? And that just gives you a good indication. If you look on my screen, you can see 564, 213, 162, all at that 173 probably. Well, now it just went up to 170. It was at 172, but the ask was 173, and now the ask is 174. When you have a tight spread like that, where there really is no spread, and you've got all of these orders backed up on the bid, that's a good signal that you've got some strength here and the volume's going to push this up. And you look at all of these green buys and they're pretty healthy. So that's another indication of why we would stay in this trade, or at least stay interested in this trade. So I think it's got more to give tomorrow. Any questions?
Just to touch onto that, let's reiterate the fact that you did not enter the trade until you had confirmation from price. All these indicators are in line, but you waited until price broke your confirmation. And then that's when the post and the entry came.
Are you talking about the target entry, waiting for the target entry?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, because we could be at target entry at 1 cent below, all the indicators are lined up, and then price takes a crap.
Yep.
And then everything flips because indicators follow price and volume.
Yep.
Yeah, like price is price and volume. That's one. Especially your day trading, price and volume is the number one leading indicator. Forget about RSI or whatever indicator. If price and volume don't do anything, then if there's no volume, that thing won't move, man.
That's
It'll
right.
just be dead.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yep. All right. Anybody have another one? Oh, SQ. Sleepy wanted to go over SQ. I called that early this morning as well. And here we have it. SQ. And what did I alert that at, you guys? Let me just find that alert.
Yeah, SQ was a beast alert, man.
SQ, I alerted the 250 call at $2.32, and that was at 6:34 this morning. So if I go back to 6:34 this morning, that was right on this candle right here. This big green candle, okay? Now, you guys know me well enough that I don't normally call options that early, right? I don't usually like to call anything that early after the bell. I'll call it pre-market and I will give you a target entry. But to call an option, that early in the game is not like me, but I really felt like Square was going to move. And I'll show you why. Number one, I saw that volume come in. I saw that that big giant candle. And if you look on the daily, just take a look at the daily, right? It's a little chop, but look at this. It comes down and then it goes up for 2 or 3 days. Then it comes down, it goes up for 2 or 3 days. Comes down, goes up for 2 or 3 days, comes down, goes up for 2 or 3 days. It's coming down, and then we see these 2 green candles. And when you see that pattern, even if the overall trend currently is down, right? We have an overall daily downtrend. We already know if I'm going to draw the line, and I'll show you what I was looking at, I'm going to take this 289, and I'm not actually drawing in any Fibonacci's like TC would. But if I take this and go across the daily, right, there's plenty of room for this this downtrend to move up still. And even if I take this and I give you the benefit of the doubt and I come to these, the tops of these here, these candles, and this strength right here, we still have room right here. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow we see Square go up one more time right here and tap this line right around the 255, 256. I mean, or maybe it takes a couple days. It might not because it's Friday tomorrow, but I would say that it might have another day in it. However, I'm not even thinking about that. I'm thinking about today. What about today, right? We see this gap up. We see this gap up and we see all that volume coming in on the, let me just go back to what I was looking at in pre-market. Okay, so here's this extended hours and after hours yesterday, gap up at 1 o'clock this morning, then this really strong run in pre-market. And then as soon as the bell opened, as soon as the market opened, we see this on the 1 minute chart. Let me get back over there. Okay. So in pre-market, we see all of this right here, right? The gap up, the strong move in pre-market, the dip to VWAP. These long greens are just flukes. That's just probably someone exercising an option or whatever they got. And then it just kind of goes a little bit here. Then you see it come down to VWAP and then just shoot up. And this is where I called it. I already knew because of what I just showed you on the daily that this is probably going to keep moving today. And sure enough, it did. Even when it came down, we didn't panic. Some people panicked. But when it got up here and people were chasing and then it dropped all the way down here, people were panicking. But as long as it stayed above this VWAP line, I was pretty confident we were going to see it bounce. And of course, as soon as I said that in chat, it bounced, went all the way up here. Now this, I'm going to be honest, kind of freaked me out. This drop right here, it went down below VWAP right here. But I saw this green candle, it tried to test again, and then it dropped again. To be honest, I would have got out and then looked for a re-entry if there was one. But if you held, we knew it still had a shot at it. As soon as it crossed back over VWAP, I knew we were in the money through the whole day. I knew we were in the money because this VWAP line, I'm looking at all of these indicators down below. We're seeing the histogram flip right here, the RSI pointing straight up. We knew this was going to be a run. So here we have the run. We see it just come down, showed strength again at VWAP. So I knew it was going to bounce again. It made new highs, came down, tested VWAP, bounced again. So I knew we were going to see new highs. We did, came down, didn't even test VWAP anymore that day. It just kept bouncing, dipping, coming back up. Now I want to show you guys, okay, for those of you, sorry, 1 second. I want to show you guys something here. You can see that it went all the way to the high. It never really tested VWAP. Almost did later in the day there. But I want to show you something. Let's just say you wanted to play this. You're like, oh my gosh, that looks fun. Well, here we got, let me give you some lines here. Okay, so we've got some support here on this run. Okay. So it dipped, came back up above support, broke support, and started running again, which is great. Came back down, but then look, tested that support and then broke up again. Where would your new entry be if you weren't already in? You would let this come dip below that support. And then as soon as it came back up, I like to wait about 2 green candles above. We got 1, we got 2, we even got a third. You might enter again. And if you did, you made money from here all the way to there. Now you might have made money here, let it go up, started dipping, get out, get your profits. I can't tell you enough how I'm just going to hound everybody. Like if you even got in late and you got here, you would have rode it all the way to here. You would have already been up 5 to 10%, no problem, easily, right? So then as it comes dipping back down, just set your stop loss at 5%. If it dips below 5%, you're going to get stopped out and you're going to call it a W for the day and be done. Let's do it again tomorrow. Okay. Actually, I think that might've been even more than 5%. Even if you got stopped out there, it might've been more than 5%, but let's just say you had diamond hands and you stayed in, right? If you stayed in, guess what? You're taking another ride. You stay in, guess what? You're taking another ride. You just keep pushing that stop loss up until you finally get stopped out and it heads back down. And then you know what? You're not even looking for a re-entry at this point. You're just done. And you took the W. This one, you should have got the W. Not a problem. You should have got the W. I gave you 5 to 10% multiple times on that one. So that was the SQ play of the day. I don't know if anybody has any questions. That was Sleepy wanting to know why I was doing that. So that kind of explains it. I'm watching all of these indicators from the histogram all the way to the squeeze in the TTM squeeze. And you know what? Once you get your profits, call it a day and let's do it again tomorrow. So does anybody have any questions about SQ? Sleepy, you have any questions about SQ? If you do, I don't hear you guys. I think you guys are all muted. No questions. What was the potential profit on SQ? I don't remember. I'm just going to see what I posted. Who else has a stock you want to go over? Anybody? Type it in chat. Anybody? All right. How's everybody doing then? Sasson, you got your small account challenge going with like $200. That's awesome. I'm just looking through chat to see if there was anything interesting that we need to go over. Why are you guys not talking? Why is everybody, what are you guys, are you even there? Not much happened today.
Hey, Kevin, what's your thought on the market since nobody's suggesting a stock to check? What is your view of the market? Do you think we're gonna rebound? I'm just asking for 401k purposes.
For 401k purposes, well, let's just take a look at the market. Okay. Here's the market right here. And you know, we've been riding this line forever. If I show you SPY, you'll see that it's basically SPY, right? Look at, we've been riding this forever. And I don't even have my normal line in there. Why is that? But see, this is strong, right? And then we broke it the other day and everybody freaked out and panicked. And rightfully so. There's a lot going on with the debt and the US debt. You know, all the news headlines are going to affect this. I heard somebody ask today, what do you think that this recession is worse than the last one, referring to probably 2008? And I'll have to tell you guys, I'm old enough to have felt the the impact of 2008. I lost my house. I lost my cars. I lost my job. I was an independent contractor for Wells Fargo. I lost that gig. I went from making 180,000 a year at Wells Fargo to nothing, all in the same year. So yeah, that was tough. Is this market any different? It might be a little bit different. I mean, we're talking about over a decade later, but you know what? Here's what I learned is that everybody can rebound. Everybody can rebound. Imagine this. Imagine making 180,000 a year as an independent contractor, and then they call you into the office unexpectedly and tell you you're no longer needed. I mean, that day was my last day. So you go from making $180,000 a year to zero. How does that impact you? Well, you lose your house, you lose your cars, and you have to basically start over. Luckily, I had enough in equity in my house and savings that I was able to survive a year without working, but that's a whole nother story. But eventually that runs dry. So what are we looking at this year? I think that this is still going to continue to rebound. Now, a lot of people are saying that we're on a downtrend, even though we had a great day today and yesterday, we're on a downtrend, which could very well be. I mean, this is going down, and it all depends on the headlines. We're going to have to watch the news and see how people respond to it. But the reality is businesses are closing down. And when businesses start closing down, economy starts getting impacted. I also am heavily involved in the real estate market, and it's starting to soften up. So what does that mean? Well, let's just look at the positive part. It means opportunity, because we're not going to go down forever. Look at 2008, 2009, and we started seeing a rebound, and look where we are today. So you just have to be able to manage your own risk and then figure out how to endure and survive. And it's opportunity. It's just opportunity. A lot of people are now going into buying leaps, knowing that we're going to see, we're on a downturn now, but everything's going to pop back. And these option leaps are going to pay huge later on. But as to where the market's going to go, to be honest with you, I have a hard time saying out loud what I think, because I've said it before and it does the exact opposite. So, I have no idea where the market's going to be. I think that SPY there's so many retail traders that are trading SPY, and it's impacted by the market as well, that, you could say it's on a downtrend, but tomorrow we could see another move. Like we can see another move. SPY hit a high today of 441, almost 442. And it opened at 438. So, you're looking at $3, $4, $5 moves every day on SPY. There's money to be made, whether it's going to be, I'm sorry, I got off track because I know you asked for your 401k. And to be honest, I'm not a huge fan of 401ks, even though I have a retirement that I invest in, but mainly for tax reasons. But, I don't really trust 401ks at the moment because you're dependent on other people managing your money. And I think they don't know either. So that's a tough one, but I don't know if anybody else has thoughts. I know you guys, JXPs, I know that you do a lot of research on stuff like that. What do you think?
I was actually talking to someone about this, and he made a good point. And that is, talking about the deeper end stuff here. He thinks that near January, when the fiscal year reports and the new year reports come in for the financial statements, that because of the cargo ships, the 50, 60, 70 cargo ships that just keep growing month after month of delayed goods to all these merchandise shops and manufacturers,
right,
that when the new year statement comes out, it's going to be way low. And he thinks it's going to snowball a selling session. My input on the whole SPY market is bullish and bearish is all a matter of perspective. Because you look at that line, what do you see? It's climbing on an incline. 5 years, 2 years from now, hey man, it could be even higher. If it's not going to 450, it's going to 350. And so the best advice, in my opinion, that anyone can do or get is compare the real world scenarios to what could impact the market and then plan accordingly. You know, we have the SEC and the government trying to do debt reconciliation. They're trying to make it so if the stock market crashes, they can pick it up and recover it. There's growth to the funds, growth to the economy, the expansion of debt. There's too many variables to give direct insight to where it's going. And it all comes down to who has the biggest pockets, who's selling what, and how is the economy looking. And right now, quite honestly, with ships being all locked up, 2022 is going to be really weird.
Yep.
That's all I got.
No, it's true though. It's true because I'm in the logistics, delivery and logistics industry as well. And a lot of my clients are retailers, and these retailers have been strong retailers. I have a retailer right now. It's a shoe company that you're very, very familiar with, every single one of you. And I was expecting like 2 trailers, 3 trailers of shoes a week. That's thousands of pairs of shoes in a week. And I just got off a call right before this Zoom meeting. And because of the supply chain being jacked up, because there's no workers at the port, you've got containers that are charging like 3 times more than they're supposed to be charging. The prices have gone through the roof. So these retailers can't get their supply, which means they're not getting to the stores, and everything's expensive. It is going to cause a chain of events that's just driving all of this chaos in the market. But my best advice is to just play each day as it comes, right? We're traders. We're not investors. Now, I mean, some of us are investors, but what we're talking about today is not investing. We're talking about trading. So when you've got a company like Nike, who I'm negotiating with right now, and then you have a company like Skechers, who's already a client of mine, these guys are having a hard time getting their supply chain under control, and the prices are driving everything crazy. You've got to just look at it day by day. So if you look at Nike, or you look at Amazon, or you look at Walmart, or you look at Square, today we made a lot of money on Square. Okay, let me just take QQQ. I mean, it's not a retailer, but QQQ follows the SPY pretty good, follows the market pretty good. I mean, we made over 100% on QQQ every day this week so far. Every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, today, we made 100% plus every day, and that's going up and going down. So when you're talking about trading, you just got to look at the trend or the move of the day and capitalize on that. If you do that, it doesn't matter what the market does. You're going to make money both ways. But it's a great question. I just have a hard time answering it. My overall impression is that we're still in a bullish market, and we're going to take hits due to the headlines, as JX talked about. But overall, I'm looking at long term. We're a strong country with a strong economy, and we're going to bounce back. So anybody else? Questions, thoughts? Anybody have a ticker you want to go over?
Yes, Doc. Hey.
Yeah. Hey.
Can you go over how you call your SPY day trades?
Sure. Let me go into SPY. Here's SPY on the daily. Looks exactly like the chart we just looked at, but let me go to what I'm looking at in the mornings. Okay. All right. So here's what I'm looking at when I get up again. I'll show you where I'm up. I am up right about there. So right around here, I'm getting up out of bed. Okay. I get out of bed, I get ready for the morning, and I'm looking at charts, and I see that SPY is just pretty much hanging out, which is actually a good thing. It's a good thing for me to look at that, right? Because I'm looking at what it did throughout extended hours. Yesterday, we had that big dive. I even scalped a SPY put, but then we just went on a run and went back. It was choppy. I told you yesterday in this area right here, let me just blow that up for you. this part of the day, I told everybody, do you remember? I was looking at a bullish move on SPY. My idea was that it would be bullish. And why is that? Because if you look at the day before, we had this big drop and then just a climb back up. And that climb was steady. So I just assumed we were going to see a rebound, and we did. But I didn't. I waited. We got this big drop and then this SPY up. And I told everybody here, I think we're still going up, because how many times did it? So when you see a stock or even SPY come down below VWAP and then make its way back up, come down and test VWAP, make its way back up, come down below VWAP and make its way back up, that many times of recovery, that's strength in my opinion. It's strength in my opinion. So I told everybody, you might remember all of this chop. I said, listen, don't count on bullish or bearish. I wouldn't, anything you play, whether it's a call or a put right during this moment, is going to be risky, right? It's going to be risky. I said, but you got to wait until it cracks above this resistance line right here. Let me just draw that for you. So when we saw all of this chop and this up and down motion, we saw it come down, recover, come down, recover, come down, recover, come down. I think right about here during the day, I was telling you, as soon as we break that, we're running. And sure enough, as soon as it broke that, we ran the rest of the day. And then you see in the after hours, and this is what I was looking at for today. You see in the after hours, we never got the big drop in after hours. It just held strong, kept grinding, had a strong close in after hours. And then in the morning, it just kept grinding, kept its line, did not drop, kept its line, held VWAP, kept its line, had a little pop there, held again, came down, tested VWAP, popped again. This is all telling me we've got a strong day ahead of us for SPY. But again, we never call it really super early. That's really dangerous. But you can see it had a little bit of dip right before and then just took off after the bell. And now here we are on this moment right here. It just took off. Now, by this time, it's still early. This is only 4 minutes after the bell, 4 to 5 minutes after the bell, which is too early, because how many of you have seen it takes off like that right at the bell? You get excited, you chase it, and then what happens? It drops twice as much as it gained in like minute 6. So I'd never like to call it that early. It's too scary, but here we are, we're riding it. It comes down on VWAP, bounces off VWAP as we always show, right? I told you guys right around here, let's see if it tests VWAP. Let's see if we get a bounce. Sure enough, it did. Broke new high of day and kept on going. At that point, I already knew we're going to have a bullish day the rest of the day. So because we follow the Q, or the Qs follow this, if you go to the Qs and look at that chart, you're going to see something very similar in nature. And we were already in the Qs, right? We were already in the Qs from yesterday. So here we go. We got the same movement, comes down, bounces off VWAP, comes down, bounces off VWAP. At that point, I knew, because of what I see on SPY, we're in for a ride today. And sure enough, it took us to like almost 400% gains on that alert. So that's why I was looking at SPY and Qs. And that's what I was looking for before I would alert the continuation or even a new day trade. Because I think I even called a new day trade on this one. I think I did, because if you weren't in yesterday, you still had an opportunity to scalp some today. Did I call it on today? Yeah, I called. No, we just kept with Square today. But to answer your question, Vina, I was looking at yesterday's price action and then what happened in extended hours following the price action. It told me we were going to be bullish today. We did have this sell-off early or right before the bell. But so I waited, and when you saw that move all the way back above VWAP, then you see it test VWAP and then break new highs. That's it right there. I mean, if there was any confirmation, You see this sell off, you see a spike in the price, you see it come down and test VWAP, then you see it break the high of day. That's when you know you've got a bullish day ahead of you. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Doc.
Yep. Now, how you trade that the rest of the day is up to you. You know, again, I'm gonna pound everybody again. When you see that bullish trend and you see that opportunity to enter, you're entering and you're looking for the 5 to 10%. As soon as you get it, whatever you're comfortable with, let it get above that, set your stop loss and see if it won't run some more. And if it does, you're golden. You just keep pushing that stop loss up and you'll walk away with 10%, 20%, 30%. You know, what did we make on the SPY? It wasn't as much, but we made something on the SPY. I don't know what we made, but I posted it. It was significant. It was significant. Good question. So some of you might be asking, well, when do you know when it's over? Well, you see this red sell-off here after this high, this red sell-off, and then it's going. Would you get in here? No, I already told you over here. When you see that dip, what you're really looking for is a break of that last high. If this were to dip here, then your next entry would probably be, I would say, if you're not going to wait for the next high, you're going to wait for the next level of resistance or supports, or the old support, right? Or you want it to become support. So you can see this natural line. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I'm going to draw it out for you. Okay. If you're not going to wait for the new high of day, you need to at least wait for it to break this resistance line right here. Okay. See all those touches? When it broke down, before you enter again, you want it to come back above those touches, and it never did. So you should have been out. At this point, you could be looking at puts now. And where would you get in on the puts? See how it came all the way back down and bounced? Your entry for puts would be when it breaks this line. Whoops, sorry. So you see here where it came down, then it bounced. You're looking for a call above the break of that. It didn't do it. So it came back down, bounced again. You might get a call if it breaks this line, but it didn't. It came down again, came up again, didn't break it, came down again. Now it's breaking below this support. So are you guys following me? It comes down, it bounces up. It didn't break this line for a call. It came back down and tested that support. Came back up, didn't break the call or the resistance. So you didn't get in the call. This right here is what I call the dead man zone. You don't want to be in a trade during this zone right here. You just don't want to be in it. Okay. So it comes down, tests support, bounced right off support, went back up, did not reach resistance, came back down, bounced off support, went back up, didn't reach resistance, came back down. Here you have a test of support, but it came back up, so I'm not getting in yet. Then it dropped here. At that point, you're looking at puts. Now, I might have waited because at this point, it was testing VWAP. So I let it bounce. When it broke below VWAP, that's another put right there all day long, all day long. And if you would have did that, you would see you could have been in puts from right here, puts all day long. You might have been freaking out here, but if you have diamond hands like me, you just ride it all the way down. And that's exactly what happened.
If you have diamond hands like me.
Well, I mean, I don't remember who it was. I think it was Sleepy. Actually, Sleepy's on the call. And he had every reason to believe that SPY was going to bounce and take all the puts out.
But that put you called at the end, Doc. Like I showed this guy something like few days ago. That put, if you notice, look, can you go back on your chart, Doc? Look at the first 15 minutes. What happened? So it's pretty simple, man. Very simple. Go to the beginning. Market open today. See SPY first 15 minutes, right? So SPY made a high and a low the first 15 minutes. All you gotta do is, if SPY breaks the low, the first 15 minutes low, you go put. If SPY breaks the high of that 15 minutes, you go calls. Very simple way. What happened? SPY broke to the upside, and look at what happened. You look at the first high of day. That break of high of day could have been entry. Very easy entry. Done. If you go back test that on, if you take one trade like that on every day, if SPY chops around in between, if SPY doesn't break up or down, you don't take any trade. You just leave it, unless you're very experienced. You're a very experienced trader. You can keep scalping, right? To make it easy, SPY breaks up, calls, breaks down, puts. Done. If it doesn't do anything, trades in that range, then you don't take any calls. You let it go. Simple. If for those people day trading, that's the very simple way to look at it.
Yep.
Any stock you can take, just look at what happened when they broke the high, the first 15 minutes high. Look at what happened to the stock.
Well, in this case, Joe, the first 15 minutes would have been right here, okay, where my X is. So are you suggesting you would wait till it breaks above the high of the 15 minutes?
Let me show you something. I can share my screen, right?
Yeah.
Yes. I guess you have to stop your screen. I'll show you what I need. I think, Doc, you probably like this.
Go ahead.
Let me show you this stuff. You can see my screen now, right?
Yep.
Okay. If you see, right, so this is the chart on SPY, right? So I have an indicator, right? It's called the opening range breakout, right? So this is what happened, right? So look at let me put this properly. So this was the first 15 minutes. You see that? The first 15 minutes on SPY was here, right there. So first 15 minutes, SPY made a high. So starting from here was 15 minutes. So 15 minutes into the open, you see this? The thing plots, like when it hits 15 minutes, all these lines automatically plot by itself. So you don't have to draw it. So it plotted the high. This is just pretty much, it's called the opening range breakout. It plots that high. You can see.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
15 minutes. So this was, and what happened? And then again, with that, I used the 34 EMA. So number one, you see the 34 EMA curling up. You see this stock break, SPY breaking the high, the 15-minute high. You could have gotten calls right here. You see these two lines. These are called the fib extensions. What does SPY do? So you could have sold right here, or you could have sold right here. See where SPY stopped? Right at that extension. Those are the price target. You can take any stock and do that. What happened when you can see this stock, Tesla, right? What happened when Tesla broke that high? Like, for example, look at Tesla right here. Tesla was chopping around. You could have taken a quick trade right here, but then see what Tesla started doing. You can use the same thing, but look at what Tesla did when it broke out finally. If I can get this thing. Wait. So if you go back, you see what Tesla did. Like Doc, you even mentioned it, that triple top, right?
Yep.
This was a resistance 1, 2, and then look at what happened right here. And look at the 50. So it broke the opening range, chopped around, and broke this previous high. And what happened? This thing just took off. Look at that. Again, you can sell. So when you're day trading, the trend is broken when the stock finally breaks below the 34 EMA. That's why I say this 34 EMA is very, very, very important. Look at what Tesla did right here. It closed right there and then the 34. So you could have sold somewhere right here, and you'll be done with the trade. So for those that need visual, because I'm like that, man. I like to trade. I like to trade with visuals. And you can see, you can keep back testing this with literally any stock you want. I send this script out to folks already. I don't know if you have it, Doc, but if you need it, I can send it to you. You can see exactly the same thing that happened right there on QQQ. Same thing.
That's awesome.
Break above, break above that. You have your exits already. You can exit right here or hold and exit right here. And then look at the put side. See what happened on QQQ. QQQ finally broke to the downside. See? It broke. So what I was telling Sleepy was if SPY comes back and tests, look at what happened. If SPY comes back and tests the green line, today I told you if SPY comes back and tests that green line, the opening range, if SPY comes back and tests that and doesn't hold, it's probably going to go to put. Look at what happened right there on SPY.
Yep.
SPY came back, tested it. Again, the 34 EMA was sloping down. You shouldn't be looking at calls there, right? And look at what happened. First target was here. Second target was here. Boom.
Hello.
It hit it. Yep, see? It bounced right here, but look again. It couldn't quite get back there. If it could have broken this, it probably could have gone up. But look at that. Dropped again.
Yep.
And you can back test this. So
hey guys, I've got to go.
Next week.
I have to go. I'm sorry. It's 4:30, so we've been on an hour now. But does this help anybody? Would you guys like to do this more often? I want to make sure that we're adding value to you guys and making sure that you guys are not just following, but you're learning. We want to make sure that you get to learn how to trade on your own. You know, I want to make sure that everybody's learning, because sometimes it's too easy to just, what are you guys doing? Are you selling? Are you going? I mean, let's just look at why we're doing this, because at some point you're able to figure this out on your own. And I'm really proud of some of our members, because I remember some of our members came in and they were brand new traders, never traded before. And now they're calling shots and pointing stuff out. And that's awesome. So, but I do have to go because I gotta drive to my daughter's game. So any last thoughts or comments? Y'all can jump on Discord with Assassin if he wants to keep it going.
Yeah, I was planning to do one on Discord. So yeah.
Okay. All right. Thanks, everybody. I do appreciate you guys. Thanks for being part of the server. It's awesome.
You.
Yep.
Thank you, Doc. Thank you so much for your time.
Absolutely. We'll see you guys next time. Okay.
Thanks.
Love you, Doc.
Hey, no homo. Love you too.
I know.
Love the shoes.
Hey, where'd my thing go? I can't even find my video screen because I got off it. There it is. All right. Peace out. See you guys.